Hey people, what's going on? It's Jameel. Alright, so I want to tell more about my story and my adventures. Now, me getting into gang stalking, to me, isn't the most interesting thing. Gang stalking, to me, was very easy compared to what I had gone through before that. And everybody knows when I talk about my life, that situation, this was real, right off Hollywood Boulevard, on the Walk of Fame. Be the life-death situation against the top fraternal orders, against the top secret societies in the world, not just Hollywood. Hollywood just a location that it happened at. Okay, so in essence, I actually got to meet these people in the secret societies, and to let people know, this didn't happen by chance. I spent years studying conspiracies. I spent years researching and referencing, going through blogs on the internet, years reading books, years listening to all sorts of radio interviews. The average person who studies conspiracy does not put a tenth of what I put into my conspiracy research. I would just sit there night after night after night, researching the Charles Manson case, researching all the connections, everything, and it was insane. That's all I did. All I wanted to do was know, and this didn't go on for a year or two. This went on for a few years. Then, of course, it referenced into many other areas. It's referenced into the music industry. And it cross-referenced often with my Jonestown research, which came after the Manson research. But when I did my interviews, I did them both at the same time. But the Manson research came first. Then later on, this is before the interviews, the pre-interviews. I did many interviews with a few different people. But you had the Manson research and you had the Jonestown research. And the Jonestown and Manson research went hand in hand. And now with Jonestown, it had gotten very interesting because Jonestown, there was one researcher named John Judge who called it the black hole in Guyana, meaning nobody knows what happened. And I was able to penetrate a level deep enough to see what these people were actually up to down there. And when I went out, I did my interviews. Again, the secret societies had heard it. So I ended up in Hollywood, and I ended up meeting the secret societies. And one of the individuals I came across was very, very intelligent and very well off and very mysterious, very, very powerful, but also very mysterious. And I could tell he was financially far more successful than me. He had much more, I couldn't compete with this man in any shape or way or form. He was a very, powerful man, very well-rounded. Well, he just on levels higher than me. But I could tell that he still had admired something about me. There was something about me that he admired. I think it was my thirst for the research, and for him to have to be involved. I think he realized it was pretty serious. The things I was talking about, the things that I knew, had went up the ladder to the point to where it had caused a major problem, and they needed to look at me immediately. And so this man, I could tell he even kind of felt sorry for me in a way. He almost felt like he'd probably tell that I was a good person at heart. And he I don't know. I don't think, in essence, I don't think he really wanted to see anything bad happening. But I think this was a business type of thing. It had nothing to do with what he thought of me or not. This was strictly business. But anyway. I think in a way we kind of reminded each other of each other a little bit in some way. On some level, if that makes sense. Anyhow, so I end up seeing these guys, and at the time I'm being told things, I'm learning things, and I realized, why am I seeing all this? Right? And so when the situation comes, or I get put in a life-death situation, now the gunmen were already there, everything was already set up. I was able to get out of it because of my energy. I had glasses on. I seemed real, meek and easy and stuff like that. And I think there's a little bit of street smart quality about me they had perceived. So I said, well, this guy, he's studying, he's reading, he's a little bit street. He's not going to tell anybody what he met us and stuff like that. He's going to be far too intimidated and, just let him go on about his business. And so I'm still piecing stuff together. Then by the time I get back to Michigan, I start talking and start revealing. Then I start finding out I know more. I'm learning more about what happened. I'm still learning what happened from my experience, my trip going there. As the weeks go on, I'm still learning more about what happened. It took me a long time to piece all this together. These people are 100 steps ahead of you. And so these people find out, they're like, wait a minute, not only did this guy run his mouth about our business in the research world, but he also finds out that we tried to set him up and dupe him. And so they're like, what? They're like, now he's running his mouth about it. Oh, hell no. So they put me in the gang stalking program. The gang stalking program, it's been about a year, and a lot of interesting things have happened to JAMEEL RAWLS in my life. Anyhow, I've been able to find spiritually, metaphysically, in a lot of different ways, just loopholes through the gang stalking program. And I've just been catapulted to success rapidly. And now I'm telling my story to people. And after I tell people my story and I tell them my experience of grinding through gang stalking by just confronting the gang stalkers and doing stuff like that, people are finding it really, really simple to grind through it. It's almost like the 100 monkey effect. So at this point, I've been setting up courses. I got people that I'm helping grind through it, clients. What I'm looking to do is establish something for the professional world, for lawyers, doctors, especially the people in Hollywood, because that's where I learned everything from. That's where I got it from, was the most powerful people in Hollywood, the most powerful secret societies in the world. That's who gave me this opportunity. And so I'm bringing it back home. Say, if you're an actor, you can act better. If you're an actress, you can be a better actress. You can do anything you want to better if you go through gang stalking. Now, me, before this experience, before going to Hollywood, I had been to Hollywood before that, but when I say Hollywood, I'm talking about meeting the secret societies. Before I met them and who I am now, it's two different people. These people actually helped me. If it had not been, put the life death thing for a side, and put the gang stalking thing for a side. If I had not met these people and went through what I went through, I wouldn't be who I am today. So what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to set up courses for people who are musicians, actresses in Hollywood who need assistance. Okay. And so that's what I'm doing now. I live in Norton Shores, Michigan, United States of America. And I'm single, ready to mingle, no children, no nothing. And I just want to get back to where it all started. Every day I watch a plane leave from the airport, and I think, man, I want to be on that plane. I want to get out there. Get me in the Warner Brothers, baby. That's what I want. Get me out there in those studios. Let me help people grind through gang stalking, because I know the actors and actresses that go through it. Gang stalking, it can't just be called. People aren't necessarily going to call off the gang stalking just because somebody has to do a movie. Get me in there. I'll help them grind through it no matter what. I had one guy, he was calling me. He was on they had him on 17 different kinds of medication, and he had to go see a therapist every day and tell the therapist gang stalking wasn't real. Then he said the gang stalking program would send him messages in his mind, voices, the voice of skull stuff. He had all this stuff going on. He talked to me for a few days, cut back on the medication by half. Now he's out there filming the gang stalkers, doing his own thing. He learned how to beat it I didn't beat it for him, he beat it for himself. But he's grinding through it from my experience, from my help. And that's just over the phone, that ain't even in person. So get a hold of me. JAMEEL RAWLS vs. Gang Stalking at Gmail.